Squirrel Girl sent you? Good timing. We could always do with a little extra manpower. On top of our current chipmunk and fish power, I mean.
When SG asked us to clean Central Park up ready for the Fuzzy event, we thought she just meant picking up soda cans and stuff.
What she declined to tell us is that a whole bunch of villain types have made this place their official stomping ground. We can't go 5 minutes without some random gang of goons showing up to cause trouble.
I guess you can't blame them. It is rather pleasant around here. Chilly, but pleasant. Anyway, we better get ready to rumble. My eyes in the water tell me we've got some trouble incoming.
Something must have...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, guys, be ready. The fish force are telling me our enemies are closing in.
Wouldn't it have made more sense for the Chipmunk Corps to take lookout duty? I mean, it's not like a fish can take a high vantage.
No time for that. Now, we must fight!
Questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be
Time to honor our promise and clean up this park for good.
But with foot sweeps instead of street sweep purrs.
And shoving instead of... shoveling?
This is not our best material.
Either the situation is worse or I am. I choose to believe the former.
Strange has on his sanctum.
What are those sticks called that you use to pick up trash?
Trash sticks?
Oh, right. Kicks instead of trash sticks.
I'm all out. How many more are there?
Weren't you the one with eyes in the water?
Yeah, someone kicked dirt in the pond. Only thing they've got a visual on now is a big brown cloud.
If you have your camera with you, dear, I have another idea for a picture.
I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd...
Find somewhere else to hang out. This is our turf now.
If you guys wanted to show up early, you should have sprung for the early bird tickets.
Oh no.
What? What happened?
I forgot to pay the deposit on that popcorn machine.
Oh boy. Doreen's really gonna let you have it.
At least we still have our help. Come on.
Something must have gone wrong. My voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past you. Time to get to train.
Woohoo! Score 1 for the cleanup crew.
What's that? Our new hero squad name? I didn't sign off on any new hero squad name.
We can talk about that later. We're seriously behind on our preparations for the fundraiser.
Oh yeah! You're coming to that, right? It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have snacks, music, a MODOK cosplayer.
MODOK? That's who you got to MC?
He's the only guy we could get at this short notice. Anyway,
Nice.
I actually kind of miss.
Gwenpool's disembodied voice here. Your heroic deeds have unlocked one of my incredible Gwenpool missions. Go find it.
Thanks again for earlier. Stop by the fundraiser if you get a chance, okay?
Oh, snap!
Another crime, and this one's a doozy. Think you can get to it?
If you have your camera with you, dear, I have another idea for a picture. Do you have time to take another picture for me? I'll give you some extra pocket money for your trouble. That's very kind of you, dear. Thank you. Now, what kind of picture would I like? How about a picture of that tall building that looks a bit like a futuristic traffic cone? I think it's a lab of some kind.
I really want to roll a big snowball down the mess.
Lap 98?
Did you forget what I asked for, dear? Not to worry. What I'm after is... That's wonderful, dear. Thank you. Here's a little something as promised. Don't spend it all at once. I'll have a think on some more ideas for pictures. Why don't you stop by later if you can?
I actually kind of miss those Kang announcements. Who am I kidding? They were the worst. Christopher, whoever smashed those stupid speakers.
Chilly up here, huh? What?
Thanks. You had me worried for a minute there.
That'll teach him to mess with us.
Boy, I could use a superhero right now.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined...
I promise my next suit will be able to deal with this kind of thing.
Saw a monkey fighting...
Thank you for saving your Generalissimo, Brigadiers.
Star-Lord, legendary outlaw. I'll show those guys. Can you believe they're still making video games about losers like the Avengers? They already had their turn. 2, in fact. Though I'm not sure if they're both strictly canon. Either way, when was the last time you saw a game with a duck on the cover? The industry needs to change, starting with my new game, codename Project Egg. Sadly, my Quackstarter campaign fell through, so I'm gonna need to find the funds for this thing some other way. Think you could help me find a wealthy entrepreneur that I can hit up for the dough? You won't regret it, kid. See what you can find out from the folks around here. There's gotta be at least one money bags in this joint.
I just want to go home already.
You know Howard the Duck? I got something I was hoping you could pass on to him. A big slap upside the head. That feathered crook stole my sandwich.
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons.
To be honest, I was expecting bigger things from—
I need a change of scenery.
Man, it's cold.
Is it odd that I'm so sick of the cold? I want to move someplace hot. You know anywhere hot? Oh, but I hate the beach, so sand is a big no-no for me. So come on, recommend? Where do you think I should move to?
So I've been thinking about this Kang guy, and
Asgard? Yeah, that place must be crazy hot with all that flowing lava going on. And none of that awful sand. It's perfect! I'm heading there right away.
earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long. Two Manhattans. Ha ha ha!
Can you believe that even— You won't regret it, kid. See what you can find out from the folks around here. There's gotta be at least one money bags in this joint.
You know Howard the Duck? I got something I was hoping you could pass on to him. A big slap upside the head. That feathered crook stole my sandwich.
Man, it's cold.
To be honest, I was expecting bigger things from Quackstarter after all the hype. Barely hit 5% of my goal. Kids these days don't know what they want.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a boost.
Another crime, and this one's a doozy. Think you can get to it?
If you have your camera with you, dear, I have another idea for a picture.
Find out anything about our wealthy friend?
So I've been thinking about this Kang guy, and
I'd been saving up for months to buy my dream car. But since everywhere I needed to drive to no longer exists, I don't need it anymore. So I did the logical thing and burned all my money.
ATM refused my card the other day. Apparently because my bank doesn't exist in this universe anymore. So now I'm pretty much living on a diet of bits of old shoe, which is surprisingly good if you leave it to soak in rainwater for a while.
I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fireball to deal with.
There was some questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Look a little off,
The thing they don't warn you about when working at the bank is the folks who keep you working late drying off waterlogged treasure. How'd it get so wet? And why was there so much of it? Whoever it belonged to must be rich.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art stuff.
Oh, snap! I went to get a hairdryer to thaw the frozen guy in the cave, but I got totally distracted. Ooh, that rock looked...
Time to the hand! It must be the hand! Nobody else could concoct a scenario so nefarious.
That old prospector over in the Old West said he pulled a big hole of something out of the water the other day. Didn't say what it was, but he was winking so hard I thought he was going to hurt himself. And he was soaking wet. What a strange fellow.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
We're not gonna get attacked again, are we?
So what do you got for me? Could be something there. If we can confirm it wasn't just an old booty dug up.
Oh, I can't feel my face.
Promising. If we knew who cashed in that loot, we could definitely hit them up. So putting what you've told me through the old Detective Melon, we can deduce that the old prospector over in the Old West recently came into some serious cheddar. This is perfect. The only thing now is to figure out how to convince an old-timey prospector to invest in a Talking Ducks video game. But that won't be the weirdest thing I do all week by any stretch. Oh, and if you run into Forbush Man, could you tell him the funds are in the bag? Last I heard, the poor guy was looking into making money through social media marketing.
All right, let's go get that Nexus fragment out of the cave!
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside.
Step right up, whippersnappers, young and old. If you've... This is all extremely valuable data. Being evil is at least 50% research, you know? Beware the red steps. They have a tendency to disappear. The massless field flux should self-limit. What do I get out of all this, I hear you ask? What? Can a guy set up an elaborate assault course hundreds of feet above ground without some ulterior motive? Not bad. I suppose you've come back anytime you want to challenge the course. I could always use more test data, and there might be other rewards for you.
attacked again, are we?
Sorry to bother you, but yep, you guessed it. Some crime near you needs fighting.
Hulk and Avengers toppled the Red King in glorious...
Bubble and squeak. No, Haggis. Business is booming for Fing Fang Foom's fantastically fresh and filling, fat-free Froget factory. So much so that I've been able to form a new corporation with the profits. The FFFFFFFFF Foundation. Or FFFFFFFF for short. But the culinarian inside of me is dissatisfied making only fat-free Frogets every Friday without fail. I need to expand my repertoire. And to do that, I need a crack team of market researchers to find out what the people of Chronopolis are willing to pay money to eat.
Dramath being used as a tourist trap?
Fantastic! I have identified a diverse range of individuals on which to conduct your market research. Hear them and report any fascinating new food trends to me. 3 should suffice.
Odin will be most displeased. I did not foresee this.
Pardon my bold statement, but thy cooking cannot compare to an Asgardian fillet steak. The gods themselves weep joyfully in its presence. As an Asgardian, I should know.
Sometimes I wonder if maybe we've overdone it with the number of fighters. That Hydra Brew sushi is all the rage lately. Who'd have thought raw fish would be so good? It's just a shame the sushi place owner is a total snobs.
What's that?
Wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fire. Oh, I tell ya, nothing beats a pizza. Place around the corner does a Fiorentina, which is just, oh my gosh! If you showed me one of those Fiorentinas right now, I would just flip out.
Detected a crime pretty close to you. Hey, wouldn't it be great if this was the last crime ever? Nah, a girl can dream.
The best meal I ever had was actually a wizard's potion. Delicious it was. I'm not sure I could recommend it though, on account of it turning me into a millipede for a few days.
Oh boy, where'd I end up this time?
Every year I keep hoping someone will invent meals you can just download. And every year I'm still stuffing food in my mouth like some sort of Neanderthal. What's the deal, scientists?
This is a public safety alert. There are currently...
How did I...
5...
What's the delay? I thought outsourcing market research was supposed to save me time, so that I would have more time to worry about the big things, like family. That is what that commercial led me to believe. Have you learned what fuels the people of Chronopolis? Fiorentina pizza. Sounds fascinating. Sushi. That may work well. I'm big in Japan, after all. And I've always been a fan of fish. If our customers become millipedes, they cannot spend money. Think this through. Such a clinical attitude to food is no help to a pioneer of flavor. A fillet steak, you say? A most favorable suggestion. Sushi, steak, and pizza, you say? When you put it that way, I'm not so sure. But fish, fillet, and Fiorentina? That's a recipe for success. I, the great Fing Fang Foom, shall combine these wonders to produce the greatest culinary aperitif known to the Omniverse. Featuring at a franchise near you, Fin Fang Foom's fundamentally fun and ferociously fiery filet de Fiorentina and fish, flambéed for funkily flavorful fiesta-friendly finger foods, and chips. Or, if you prefer, FFFF, FFF, FFF, FFFFFFF, and C. A product of the FFF. Ugh. You know the company name already. Just take your reward and go, before I add you as a secret ingredient.
Something for my next session of magical studies, perhaps?
Perhaps I've been a little overeager this time.